Once again, I'm playing Pokémon Scarlet, but I can only use Shinies. As some of you may know, I already played the game with a full Shiny team, but only up to the point where I became champion and beat up Pneumonia. After that, I didn't finish the rest of the game because I just wanted to have picnics with my Pokémon, mostly with Shiny Corviknight. If you haven't watched the first part yet, you don't really need the context from the last video. I'm gonna have to hunt 6 new Shiny Pokémon, so this whole box of Shinies can't be used other than as a flex or as a call for help, because all I do these days is Shiny hunt and not socialize with anyone. Let's start the challenge. I booted up the game, and my first mission was to find my first Shiny Pokémon, so I had to run around and hope that a full-on Shiny would appear. Shiny Pokémon are extremely rare, and without using any special methods, the chance of finding a Shiny is 1 in 4,096. That's shiny. I'm cool with Mankey. Please excuse my microphone quality. It's actually just a toaster. I caught the Mankey and immediately shoved my previous Shiny team in the box. See ya, losers. I wasn't really sure what to name the Mankey, so I decided to give the job to my Twitch chat and Twitter. That way, if Mankey grows up to hate their birth name, I'm only 69% liable. I got some name suggestions and decided the name should be chosen through a race between marbles. Each suggested name was attached to a marble, and the name that gets to the end of the race first would become Mankey's legal name. And so began the race. Alright, Lamsauce is way in the lead, with Beast Boy right behind him. Oh, he almost got knocked out. Oh, Lamsauce is out! It's dead. George is now in the lead. This looks like a clean sweep for George right now unless it gets knocked out. Everyone is so far behind. George is getting stuck in these spikes here. See, they're all catching up. Look at them go. Oh, George almost got knocked out. Caesar's catching up. Oh, Caesar pulled ahead? Caesar was the winning marble, and Mankey was named after that one ape from Planet of the Apes. Also, yeah, I spelled Caesar wrong, so my bad, I guess. Now that I've named the Mankey, I was finally able to progress the game, is what I would say. Before I can continue, I need to find 2 more Shinies because I need at least 3 Pokemon to challenge any Team Star bases, just because of that one minigame that runs at like 10 frames per second. I remember saying I defeated a Team Star base, and then realized that it benefits me in no way to beat them in this challenge, so I ignored that side plot. Well, guess what, past me? Now it's future you's problem, idiot! But now that I have a Shiny Pokemon, I'm able to hunt in mass outbreaks. So I tried hunting a Bombardier outbreak. This is a Pokemon I tried to Shiny hunt before in the past, and failed to succeed in twice, so I thought, maybe they've changed. Maybe they'll treat me right this time. I'll give them another chance. But they didn't change at all. They always started fights, slept in the basement, and worst of all, was never who I wanted them to be on the outside. Anyways, I left their ass. Also, Caesar evolved into Primeape, so that's sick. Time to kill some Flittle. Then suddenly, I find a Numble that was in a predicament. It looks like you're trying to get out. Here, I'll just put you out of your misery. Goodbye. Back to exterminating these flying cheese balls. After killing about 60 of them, my chance of finding a shiny Flittle increased, and I started to run around back and forth, spawning Flittles until I found a shiny. But that's not what I'm looking for, but I'll take it. That's so cool! I've never seen a shiny Skiddo. Rather than finding the Flittle, who, by the way, had a much higher chance of spawning, I found a full-odds Weed Goat. What should I name him? I don't know who's here, but I want to do marbles again. Which name will win to become Herb Goat's legal name? Actually, it's pretty even right now. Everyone's just spinning around. Dumpling seems like he's the closest to getting down the hole, though. Dumpling's still in the lead. Shaman, though, catching up, tailgating. Oh, Shaman got kind of blocked, but they're on different paths now. Oh, Dumplings won. I love playing marbles. So meet Dumplings the Skiddo. I decided to continue hunting for the Flittle, who still had increased odds. And only 8 minutes later... Oh my gosh! These aren't what I'm looking for! Another Pokemon that wasn't Flittle appeared. I caught it, and I had to name the Drifloon Beefball. For context, when I tried to race marbles, that wasn't the first race to name Skiddo. There was another map I chose before, but it had a layout that made no sense whatsoever. I couldn't track the names, and Beefball was a name suggested by my friend Daniel, who was in Twitch chat. Beefball was in the lead. I exited the map because I deemed it as a terrible map to commentate, because I couldn't see the balls. Like, literally, what do you see here? Daniel, upset by my judgment, started a movement. He dropped hashtag justice for Beefball in chat repeatedly, but he was determined enough to break into my home and yell into the microphone, "Justice for Beefball." So I named the Drifloon Beefball, and I kicked Daniel out of my house and changed the door locks. With 3 Shinies now in my party, I was able to challenge a Team Starbase. And yes, I did give up on the Flittle. In my first playthrough, I defeated 2 Team Star bases, so there were only 3 left to defeat. I headed towards the Poison base, beat up a child, played the minigame that runs at 10 frames per second, and then it was time to fight the Poison Crew's leader, Atticus, who I think looks like a character from Naruto if they were tossed into Splatoon. Atticus sent out Skuntank, and I sent out Primeape. then a pile of sewage, Ghost Rider, and finally, a big monster truck that could totally just run me. Oh, we put the monster truck out of commission and won the match. My next objective was to get my 4th shiny Pokemon, so I opened up my map to see what mass outbreaks were available. There was one nearby, but the map didn't show what Pokemon it was, so I decided to check it out. What was the outbreak of Pokemon? Larvitar? Larvitar is a Pokemon that I love, mostly because he's just a little dinosaur, and Tyranitar is even cooler because he's got spikes now, so I stayed to hunt this one. After over an hour of hunting, oh, there it is, Oh, the little green bean finally appeared. Hello. You're coming with me. I caught the shiny Larvitar, and once again, it was time to race names. But while I was waiting for suggestions, Drifloon evolved into Drifloon. Drifloon has a mouth? I thought this was an unsettling fact, and I'm still confused by it. I didn't know this was a thing. Actually, everyone on the team evolved. Larvitar evolved into Pupitar, Skiddo into Go-Go, and Primeape into Annihilate. There he is. After some time passed, I gathered enough name suggestions to start a new marbles race. Nibble is in the lead. Munch is now in the lead. Now we're in the tube. Very sick. Spinning around. Pork Chop dropping ahead by a layer. Oh, Munch stole it. Pork Chop almost catching up because of the pins. Ooh, this is a crazy trick. Pork Chop fell. He's in the lead. Did you see that skip? That was like a Mario Kart skip. What? And Pork Chop won. Shiny Pupitar shall now and forever be known as Pork Chop. Munch is still going down this hole. Now that we finished naming Pupitar, the next target is the 4th Team Starbase. However, my Pokemon are still underleveled, so I decided to kill some oversized ducks. What is happening here? Annihilate, are you okay? Going Ghost! After killing many more ducks and endangering the species, my team was finally strong enough to challenge the next Team Starbase. I headed over to the fighting crew, and Clive was standing in the middle of the woods. The direction Clive slicks his hair makes no sense at all. Anyways, I went into the base and beat up Eerie by sweeping them with Annihilate's Rage Fist. This should deal a good amount. Holy crap! The next objective was to catch my 5th shiny Pokemon, so I decided to give Bombardier a 4th chance. And yeah, no, I didn't get it. So I went back to the flying ball of cheese. Oh, there it is. Green Flittle. Kind of moldy looking. Like moldy cheese. Yeah! After catching Flittle, I didn't feel like waiting on Twitter, so I just decided to name the shiny Flittle Moldy, because it's a floating moldy cheese ball to me. With 5 shinies now in my party, I headed towards the final Team Starbase. I defeated Ortega by having Go-Go throw some giant balls at his car. I defeated all the Team Starbases, and we're really close to entering Area 0. Before that, I need to find my final shiny. This hunt took a couple hours, and I did jump between mass outbreaks a lot, but in the end, the only Pokemon that shined for me was here. Oh, hey buddy, look at me. That's sick, dude! And so, I gathered name suggestions and had our final marbles race for this challenge. This one's mine. Motor. This was wrote them backward. Let's go. Ralphmus in the lead. Motor. Oh, they're neck and neck. Beam them up. ChatGPT taking another route, going down the hole. ChatGPT is still ahead. And got yeeted out. Alright, we got Rotom backwards as the name. Sorry that none of the suggested names won. Just get better luck, I guess. After the race, I wondered how I could change Rotom's form, so I looked it up. I just had to win an auction, so I hustled the Rotom catalog from an old man and a child who is probably richer than 50% of Paldeans. I ordered an appliance from the catalog, and now my Rotom is a washing machine. Next, we were close to finishing the Team Star path. The creator of Team Star wanted me to meet her at the academy for a final battle. Then this old dude got in my way, and I beat him up. I went into the school, and it was time for the fight with one of the best songs in the game. We defeated Penny, and all her friends came out and started doing some weird cult ritual, and with that, the Team Star route was defeated. I beat the Champion's Path and Titan's Path before, and now that all 3 are finished, it was time for an excursion into the crater that literally everyone in the region told us to avoid, but we're going in anyway because Arvin's mom said it's okay. Arvin wanted backup, so we had to recruit Penny and Nimona, and these assholes tried to ride away with my Koraidon, but I made it on, it's all good. We landed in Area 0, and yeah, nothing special happened. We went into the labs to press a button, Paradox Pokemon appeared, and Arvin got even more issues to sort out than he had before. Then we fought Robo-Mama with some sick music in the background. The was so good there. After defeating her, we had another fight and had to use Koraidon, who was not shiny, so we'll pretend that didn't happen. After beating AI Sada, she yeeted herself into the portal to hang out with the prehistoric Pokemon, rather than stay and watch over her son, who definitely needs therapy after this. I defeated the gym leaders again, won the Ace tournament, and accidentally killed the Koraidon that was just hanging out. To be honest, there wasn't much to do that seemed interesting in post-game, so I decided that my last objective would be to find a Paradox shiny Pokemon. So my two options were to hunt them at full odds, or find some Herba Mystica and increase my shiny odds with sparkling power. I chose to hunt them at full odds. I tried to get Herba Mystica from raids, but I failed like 4 different times, so I somehow thought full odds would be easier. I made a sandwich to increase the chance of encountering fighting type Pokemon, and so the shiny hunt for Great Tusk began. The sandwiches I made were only level 1, so not every Pokemon that spawned was a Great Tusk. Another risk I took, but I did it anyway. Oh my god, what? Okay, I'm just gonna get off Koraidon. Wait, the other Donphans in him. We're good, we're good. I had a 50% chance because other Pokemon were spawning. That's so hype. And I got it in one shot. And so, the challenge was complete. I caught 7 new shinies, and one is my first shiny Paradox Pokemon ever. Not only that, but we had a fun adventure. Pneumonia's still after me, Arvin's finding a therapist, and I don't know what Penny's doing, but I'm sure she's doing great. And yeah, that's the whole challenge.